First off, I want to thank the brave men and women who work behind the wall. I want to thank them on a national level because their job goes unrecognized.
How do they try to turn a guard?
Well, correctional officer. Sorry, I apologize. But correctional officer.
How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi, host of Tier Talk. Today I want to talk about the changes that are happening in corrections and how important it is for us to have the opinion of the front line, to ask them what is it that we need to do to facilitate this change. That's key. We want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of how these changes are being implemented. We don't want to be left behind. The reason why I'm doing this video is sometimes when changes have to occur, you'll get staff that without even trying will just say it can't be done or we can't do it. And all that means is that we get left out because the change is going to happen. So I want to discuss how important it is for us to get involved in those changes and make all effort to ensure that the change can be done, or if it can't be done, hey, these are the reasons why. But again, it's about making that effort. So guys, when we come back from our sponsors, that's what we'll be discussing. So guys, if you haven't, the show Tier Talks for you, you brave men and women who work in corrections. So please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. Stand by for our sponsor, and when we come back, let's talk about the importance of us being involved in changes, the changes that are happening in corrections every day. Stand by for our sponsor.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Thank you guys for listening to our sponsor. You know, corrections is going through a lot of changes right now. There's an evolution in corrections. And yes, it seems to be, it's about rehabilitation. And what we have to do is we have to fight to get that safety and security mentality back into play. But these changes, they're happening. And a lot of the times, we're not involved in the changing because the sad thing is sometimes people don't even want to hear it from us. We're the frontline professionals. We know how best to facilitate these changes, and we get ignored. And that's unacceptable, and that's a whole nother discussion. But there are times where people do want our input, and then we turn out just to be resistant to the change, even though we know it has to happen. And we come up with all these excuses as to why the change can't happen. And then eventually, management's like, you know what? They're just playing games. I'm trying to give them a voice. They're not voicing anything. So we're just going to have to do the change without their input. And that, to me, is extremely frustrating. Because now we have these changes that have to happen. They're coming down the pike. So after you exhaust at first, like, hey, do we have to do it? These are the concerns. But then it passes anyway where you have to have these. Now your mindset has to change to, okay, we have to get this done. How best do we facilitate this? Because we can't continue to be resistant. If we continue to be resistant, the change is going to happen anyway. And now the changes become totally one-sided. So now we're lost. We're forgotten. It's sad. Now, when you get that management that does want the employee's perspective, which again, you should, frontline, they have the mindset, they have the experience to tell you how to facilitate any change that's needed in corrections. Trust and believe. I worked the front line of custody. I know the stuff that we can accomplish if we put our mind to it. Now, when management goes to that front line and says, hey, this is what's happening, we have to get this done, and you get frontline that's continued to be resistant, well, management's like, you know what then? There's no need to even ask you guys anymore, especially when management goes in, and sometimes you get management without frontline experience, and they start seeing simple things that can help facilitate this change. Simple things that should at least be coming from the front line. When those simple things don't come from the front line, management knows right off the bat, they don't want this change. And they don't even want to be a part of facilitating the change. Because if I'm coming in without frontline experience and I could see that these are issues that we have to fix and they're not bringing it up, then I know that they're not exhausting any effort to help get this change happening. And the problem is, guys, is when we don't, at this point, help facilitate the change, we will be left behind. And then we can't argue later on that, these changes are not beneficial. No, we had a chance to get involved. We had a chance to give our input. Sure, we're frustrated. Sure, we don't want this change to occur anyway. But now that the change is happening, now we have to scramble to figure out what works best for us. And then that's when we start bringing the balance of safety and security to the needs of rehabilitation. That's the key. And again, it's about the fact that these changes are going to occur. So this vlog here is telling you, be a part of it. Be a part of it, because being resistant isn't helping us. The changes tend to only be one-sided. So again, it's a quick vlog. It's just something to let you guys know that these changes are happening. And for management that goes to the front line and asks them their opinion, embrace that. If you're a frontline employee, voice up. Say, I know, I may not be for these changes, but I've been thinking. Maybe if we have to do this, these are ways we can do it. Make an effort to exhaust. And guys, by the way, if by chance it can't happen, and you're trying to explain why, at least you've exhausted all effort. So when someone goes to challenge it, oh my God, you are on point. You're on point because you've exhausted every level. It just gets embarrassing when you have staff that may be resistant without giving the effort. And the problem here is now is when they go to validate their point, you got people without any experience that are able to hold their weight better than an individual who didn't make the effort. The key is to make the effort. And in the end, it's all about being a part of the change and then bringing back that safety and security. Now, I know, guys, it's a struggle right now, and I know we see a lot of changes happening that we feel are not beneficial. But having said that, if the changes are still happening, we have to be a part of that. We can't be apart from it, because then we truly lose out. That's the key. All right, guys, if you haven't, the show's Tier Talk. Please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. Stay safe.